Today, I encountered a real-world example of how all the things I talk about on this page tie together. There was an action called for by our watermelon friends that called for boycotting, for striking, for not participating in all the ways that we can. So I have my own business, and it's just me. And I already put a lot of thought into like how I interact with the world in that way. So for me, not working today wasn't really an option. However, I am able to boycott and to do all the other things to make content, to contact representatives and the UN, et cetera, et cetera. So I did all that. Instead, the main thing was I decided to spend $0.0 today, like not a cent on anything. And I'm sticking to that. But when I got home, I realized I needed to eat something and I had not been shopping recently. So I had to dip into my prepper stash. I went into the closet and pulled out some white rice and a couple different kinds of beans, some green beans, some sweet peas, some pasta, and some pasta sauce. And there we go. Also, a good friend of mine went to the farmer's market yesterday and they offered to pick up some things for me since I didn't get to get down there. And so I also had those things to add to the stuff that I already had just, in my house. For me, the combination of all these things is a great example of how, look, the future we need, the revolution that we are working towards, is not about soldiers and leaders. It's about individuals having the tools to do better for themselves and for the people around them, and also showing other people what's possible. We can't all do everything, and we shouldn't have to. For those of you who still have lingering doubts about boycotts and strikes and all that sort of thing, remember that economic pressure is, in the end, what helped to topple apartheid South Africa. A bunch of people thinking that they weren't doing that much, but just deciding, I am not going to interact with the system in this particular way ever until changes are met, until conditions are different. I'm going to change my behavior. And that is what creates collective action. We simply can't stop saying things like collective action versus individual responsibility. It is always both. They are always connected and they are inextricable from each other. Funny how people really easily understand voting, which is a bunch of individual people participating in the same system to come to a collective outcome, but don't understand boycotting in the same way. I bet Starbucks understands it now, though.